Hello and welcome to another episode of Food as Fuck. My name is Zeke and Simone is behind the camera as usual. And this week we are cooking buttermilk fried chicken. Oh yeah. So I'm excited this week because fried chicken, man, who does not like fried chicken? You say you're making fried chicken and people just line up, right? So I know that there's a lot of ingredients on the table, but there's a good reason for that because we have a few things that we're gonna be doing, and stick around and I'll show you what these things are. I'm gonna divide this into three different parts. So the first part is the marination of the chicken part, and then we are going to do the flouring. And then after we fry, we're gonna be doing the sandwich, right? And that's why I have all the stuff in front of me, right? So for the first part, which is the chicken, we're gonna be using some chicken thighs. I already prepared some earlier the other day. I'm gonna be adding some dried parsley to this, a little bit of oregano leaves, some onion powder, some garlic powder, a little bit of paprika, and some cumin, and obviously our buttermilk. Now this is purely optional just because I just found it in my cupboard, so I thought why not use it, and it's called Montreal chicken seasoning. You don't need this, I just had it, so I'm just using it and that's it. For the flour seasoning at the end, I'm gonna be using all-purpose flour. I'm gonna be using a little bit of black pepper, a little chicken, what's it called? The broth mix stuff. And I'm gonna be adding a little bit of my garlic powder and a little bit of the paprika. For the sauce that's gonna go at the end of our sandwich, we're gonna be doing two sauces. So a classic mayonnaise and Dijon mustard mix. And then I'm gonna be doing a hot sauce with a little bit of Sriracha and the mayonnaise to go with kimchi, which is nice. We're gonna have a kimchi version of the sandwich today. And then of course, we're gonna be using some leafy greens for our salad part of the sandwich, some cheese, a little bit of mushrooms, and for your pickles, you can use the traditional pickles, but I'm using the marinated or the pickled ginger that you usually find at sushi places. Why? Because I like the sweetness from it and I think it'll go well with the sandwich, so trust me on that. I actually prepared some chicken the other night, but I'm just gonna quickly go through this so you guys can see what to do with this. And the reason why I did it the other night is because, and this is very important, if you take anything from this episode, it's this, right? When you marinate the chicken for this recipe, you need to leave it overnight. Now, some people will tell you that an hour is enough, 4 hours is enough. It's not. You need to leave it overnight, right? If you want a classic buttermilk flavor, you need the chicken to soak in the buttermilk, right? So leave it overnight and trust me, you will not regret it. Remember, I'm just using two pieces of chicken thighs over here, and I do recommend you use the thighs. They're just much juicier and they taste so much better than chicken breasts. So trust me on this, go with chicken thighs always. And yeah, so I'm gonna give this a nice coating of garlic powder, a little bit of paprika, some of our onion powder, a little bit of my oregano. This is that totally optional Montreal chicken stuff that I found in my pantry, so I'm just using it. I'm using white pepper. You can totally use black pepper if you want. Parsley. And then of course, the main ingredient, your buttermilk, right? So give it a good mix. And that's it. So this goes for a day in the fridge. A day, nothing less. If you want maximum flavor, it's a day. So like I said, I already prepared some chicken yesterday, so this has been marinating in the fridge for about a day now. We're gonna get to the next stage now, which is seasoning our flour. Pretty straightforward. I'm gonna season it with some black pepper, a tablespoon of garlic, a half a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, half a tablespoon of the chicken mix, right? Just a dash of salt. Now I like to use a whisk to mix everything up. Last thing that I'm going to prep before we start the serious stuff is our sauces. One sauce that's not hot for Simone.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be doing a hot sauce for me and Nori. So I just put about a tablespoon of mayonnaise in there. And in Simone's classic one, I'm just gonna be adding some Dijon mustard. So half of the mustard to mayo ratio. For the hot sauce for me, I'm gonna be adding some Sriracha, and that's about a quarter to the mayo. And then I'm just gonna go in with a few drops of the Tapetio. Give him a good mix. And the traditional Dijon and mayo mix. And that's it. Our sauces are simple and they're done. And now we're gonna start drenching our chicken. So just drenching the butter chicken, taking it out, shake off any excess, drop it in your flour. And I'm using the classic one hand for wet, one hand for dry technique. So I'm putting a nice pan with a nice heavy bottom on my stove, and I'm gonna fill it up with half an inch of oil. Because we're gonna be frying them for about anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. And if you had the bone in them, you might even go as high as up to 20 minutes. We are gonna start with a medium heat, and hopefully we're gonna keep it there throughout the frying process. The oil should be hot, and we're gonna try out with the bit first here. And yeah, that's good, right? So I'm putting all my chicken pieces in. All right, so we're gonna be sauteing our mushrooms now. So I'm gonna put a pan on high heat. I'm gonna get a nice knob of butter. So I'm going in with my shiitake mushrooms now, and I've picked all the small ones in the box because I don't want to chop them up. I think they'll look nice if they're nice and whole like that. I'm gonna keep this very simple. I'm just gonna go with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. I don't want to play around with my mushrooms here. Just salt and pepper and butter. It's been about 7 minutes now, and it looks okay to me. So I'm gonna give it about another 7 minutes. All right, so the mushrooms are done. As you can see, I gave them a nice sort of browning, and these should be just beautiful, right? So just salt and pepper, nothing fancy. The chicken has been in for about, I don't know, I would say maybe 12, 30 minutes, and I would say that they're done at this point. And that's it. Just put them in the cooling rack for about 2 minutes, and in that time, we're gonna be assembling the sandwich. As you can see, I'm using my favorite buns from the burger episode, which is a brioche bun. Here's how we're gonna set it up, right? So Simone is going for the classic Dijon Mayo. I'm going for the hot Sauwce Mayo. And for the kimchi sandwich, I'm actually going to be going with both. So I'll put this here and this on the top. We're going to start with our greens, mushrooms. I'm going to leave the kimchi one without any mushrooms. I'm going to put my cheese. Honestly, I could have gone with a fancy cheese, but this is the cheese you want, right? You want the good old regular sliced cheese that just melts, and it's gonna be glorious. All right, now we get our chicken. Sandwich number 1. Sandwich number 3. You can use regular pickles, and they're beautiful, but I like the sweetness from the pickled ginger. So I'm gonna be using pickled ginger. That's our kimchi fried chicken. That one's not for Simone. And you are done, my friends. Oh yeah.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Damn.
So this is yours, the not hot one. This is the spicy mayo one and the kimchi one. Here we go. Cheers. There's a ton of variations that you guys can do. So obviously you can choose whatever spices you want for the marination or for the seasoning, flour seasoning at the end. You can use regular pickles instead of the ginger that I used. I mean, you can do whatever really you want. It's just, oh, the sandwich is so good, man. Trying the kimchi one now. Yes. I want to enjoy the last few bites off camera. We're gonna end this now, I think. Thank you guys for watching our videos. Remember, if you like what we do, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share our videos, and comment down below. Please, we want to reach 200 subscribers. We're almost there, and we're getting there faster than we got to our 100 subscribers. So thank you guys for that. Until we see you in the next video, I've been Zeke from Food as Fuck, and this is the amazing Simone, and we'll see you guys next time.